Hello everyone and welcome to another movie review. Today, before I start with my review, I want to say something. I had one of the best theatrical experiences in a movie that I've ever had, honestly, in my entire life. Not just because the film was in 3D, but because of just the enticing and the extravagant story that I experienced. And the film I'm talking about is a film called Titanic. We all know Titanic. It stars, James, directed by James Cameron, stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. And we all know how the story goes. Leonardo DiCaprio's character is from the poor side of the family. Kate Winslet is from the rich side, and they end up meeting, and she's already engaged to another rich guy. And anyways, they start meeting without permission, and the rich family, of course, does not like it. And we all know how the story goes down. The ship breaks, and she ends up trying to save him. We all know how the story ends. And I'll be honest, until today, I have not seen the film in its fullness. And it wasn't until today that I realized how much of a great film this is. It's one of those films that, some films, there's a certain turning point in that, like that one point in the film was a turning point, and then from that point on, you're hooked. Well, in this film, there isn't a turning point. And the reason I say that is because the entire film, you feel involved. I'll get to the 3D later, but I just want to talk about the story first. You feel involved with this film. You feel like you're there, inside of the action. You feel like you're part of the ship. When it's sinking, you feel like, you want to get out of the mess. And the thing I love about it is it's also I'm not too big to I'm not one of those tearjerker kind of people during movies. I just never really have been, because movies really never took me to that place. But I'll be honest, Titanic takes me to the place where it really does, jerk some tears out of you. And the one scene is, and there are spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen it, you may not want to watch the rest of this video. Anyways, I'm assuming you have, but anyways, the one scene towards the end is whenever, Kate Winslet's character is on the boat, and she's looking back up at Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and then all of a sudden she jumps back onto the Titanic. And when I saw this, because I hadn't seen the movie in its fullness, so I was thinking that when their last time seeing each other was going to be that moment. And then she jumps back on to the boat, and I'm just like, what the heck are you doing? Stay on the boat. But that's the movie, of course, and they have to, do that kind of thing to keep your attention. And I'm just like, man, and that was the first moment in the movie that, that I actually kind of teared up a little bit, honestly. And, say what you want, but that's just, just in all honesty, that's what happens. And when a director like James Cameron, no matter what genre, when a director can do something like that in a movie to make you feel that kind of emotion, that's what makes the film, a good film. Anyways, from then on out, there were several other scenes that my eyes watered. The scene where the old couple is laying on the bed and the water just starts to float up. And the scene right after that, where the mom is tucking her kids in and telling them a story, knowing full well that they're all getting ready to die, but she's still able to keep so calm. That was another kind of a tearjerker scene. And another scene that I like in the movie is when Leonardo DiCaprio's character talking to Billy Zane's character, and Leonardo knows this entire time. He knows he knows that he's gonna die. He knows that he cannot be with Kate. He knows that, and he realizes it whenever he's talking to his character. Whenever they're talking about the whole boat, and he's all like, "There's not another boat to come to them, is there?" And the Billy Zane's like, "Oh, there is, for the right people." And I was like, man, he went there. He's trying to act like he's better than everyone else. And through the entire film, Billy Zane's character does believe he is better than everyone else. Another scene I like in the film is when Billy Zane grabs the gun from the older guy, and in slow motion he grabs the gun and he starts running towards him, and he shoots towards the stairs, and that little pillar thing falls off, and then Kate and Leonardo just run off, just a really enticing, just a great film that you guys should really check out. That's enough for the story. Let's talk about let's talk about what the 3D did for. What did 3D do for Titanic? Honestly, the best scenes that 3D did for, besides the ending when the ship was sinking, was the beginning scenes, the whole underwater sequences. When they're going down, before it actually gets to the story of the Titanic, when the older lady and stuff, and they put the little Snoop Dogg vision down, and they're looking in there, and you can see the underwater excuse me, just moving throughout the boat, and you can see just the underwater vision and all that. That's, you really feel like you're in the action. And then towards the end, another thing that 3D did was towards the end, whenever people start falling off and stuff, and especially the scene with the where the chandelier is at, and the water just breaks up through the top of where the chandelier is at, and the water just, it literally looks like it's coming towards you. You feel like you're in the action. You feel like you're in that ship, and you really feel like you want to get off that ship. You don't want to be there. So I love how the 3D just, it brought the colors out. It really brought the film to a new light, and it just, for me at least, it brought the film back to life, shall we say. And as for the honestly, for the first hour or so, like, you know, it's really romantic and stuff, and I'm not really big on romance in a movie, but in this movie it was okay. It fit, and it seemed right in a movie like this. And anyways, there are some really cool dialogue in this. I like the quote by the man. He's all sitting by the chandelier, and with the big room with the staircase and the chandelier, and he's all like, I want to look like a gentleman when I go down. And then when the water comes in, and they actually start sinking real bad, he actually realizes, you know, I need to get out of here. And I never realized, I had always seen bits and pieces of the movie, but I never realized how chaotic it got towards the end. You know, people are getting shot. You know, only women and children are allowed to go out. It just, excuse me, it gets really chaotic, and it gets crazy. You know, it starts off, you know, being kind of a romance, you know, and a lot of people saying, you know, started read a lot of reviews, and people say, you know, it starts off a traditional romance movie, and I didn't feel that way. I honestly felt that this film, you know, has set itself apart. You know, there's so much more going on. You know, you have Billy Zane's character, and he is such a douche in this movie. You know, he started off as a douche, and then he ended the movie as one. He plays the role that you just don't like in a movie, but he played that role very well. He sold the role. He kept it going, you know. And just, you know, Leonardo, of course, does a great job. You know, he plays kind of the backwoods kid, you know, that kind of the bad boy rebellion kind of kid that, you know. And then Kate plays the, you know, the person, you know, that wants to be that bad girl kind of thing, but is too cramped by her rich family, so she can't really get out. That is until Leonardo, you know, grabs her and says, you know, come with me. I like the scene where you know, they're like dancing, and the guys are playing the bagpipes and stuff. The entire movie, I know this kind of review is kind of long, but the entire movie it just has a great feel to it. You know, I never realized that, you know, the film's, you know, is like 3 hours and 17 minutes. You know, it's just almost pretty much a 3.5 hour film, but the entire 3.5 hours is definitely worth it. Anyways, great film. If you guys have not seen it, you should really go check it out. That's pretty much my review. If I had to rate it, you know, 1 out of 10, I give it just a straight 10 out of 10. Just a perfect film. Nothing's wrong with it. Great dialogue, great story, great concept. 3D brings it back to life. If you guys haven't seen it, you know, go check it out. Anyways, that's my review, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.